Over the multitude of years since the initial creation of Call of Duty all the way back in 2003, almost 21 years ago, Call of Duty has found itself on almost every platform imaginable, allowing for players around the globe to play the game almost anytime and anywhere. However, since the introduction of the Zombies mode into the franchise in 2008 during World at War, there has been limited zombie support for mobile games compared to Call of Duty as a whole, with campaign and other modes receiving the spotlight compared to Zombies. Although Zombies has not gotten the attention that the other modes in the franchise might, there still have been a surprising amount of mobile games that you most likely knew about, while others you possibly didn't even know anything about, that all have unique history behind them and an interesting vision on Zombies on a lesser console. With Zombies receiving the spotlight seemingly now with Black Ops 6 and the supposed rumors of a potential Nintendo console release, accessibility for any Call of Duty player seems to be a top priority, and it seems that a more portable version for the game may be available in the nearby future. But before getting excited for this new era of Call of Duty, let us take a look back at the history of the portable Zombies experiences and how they differ compared to their host adaptation. To start off the portable Zombies games, I believe it only to be fair to mention the one that started them all, Call of Duty World at War Zombies. Released almost a year after the initial launch of Call of Duty World at War in 2008, Call of Duty World at War Zombies was a game that was exclusive to the limited Apple devices developed at the time of its creation. The most recent piece of Apple technology at the time of this game's development was the iPhone 3, so you could probably get a grasp on how this game looks from a visual perspective without actually seeing any gameplay of the actual game itself. Call of Duty World at War Zombies, eventually rebranded to just Call of Duty Zombies, is essentially just a direct port of the maps found within the base World at War game at the time. However, the only launch map that came with this game was not Doerksen. Originally, this game was extremely pricey for a mobile game, even for the past, as this base price for the game was a steep $10, which seemingly did not make sense financially, but I will get into that shortly. The texture quality of this game was nothing up to par as what you would expect. However, this mobile game somehow maintains the World at War atmosphere perfectly, as it encapsulates that horror and slightly liminal feeling during the gameplay through its visuals and sound design. Surprisingly, a multiplayer feature was also available in this mode through both Bluetooth connection and online, with up to 4 players being able to play at the same time. One of the unique parts of this mode was found within a tutorial mode that was specifically developed for this game mode. This tutorial would see a downed Richtofen who would be giving you instructions on what to do before eventually transforming into a zombie and attacking you. It is a quite charming part of the mode that I find enjoyment in, and it is one of the only unique features present within this game mode. The DLC maps for Verrückt and Shinonuma would come to this game eventually, each having a unjust and seemingly obscure price of $4.99, meaning that in order to play every map the game had to offer after 16 months of this game's release on mobile, you would have to put up a grand total of $20 into this game. Apparently, the developers of this game, IdeaWorks Game Studio, had the idea that it might be a bit extreme, so for the final DLC Doerksen, all DLC became free after the initial purchase of the game, and the base World at War Zombies game was halved to just $4.99. This game also features a unique Easter egg on Shinonuma with the grave of Peter McCain, which allowed the player to get a shovel that acted as a stronger melee while also obtaining a free Wonderwaff. This game was loved by those who played it, however you most likely have either never heard of this or have never played it due to the fact that this game was unfortunately shut down in 2018 to make way for a game I will discuss later in the video. I myself never got to play this mode as it was shut down before I could get my hands on it, but from those who played this in their childhood, it is safe to say that this game will be missed. Call of Duty World at War Zombies was a fantastic introduction to zombies on portable platforms, and it seemed that the future was bright for the portable Zombies titles to come. The next portable Zombies game is actually very familiar to many and has become almost an icon in the Call of Duty Zombies scene ever since its release. Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies was the successful sequel to the already established Call of Duty Zombies app developed just months earlier. This game released almost a full year after the initial release of Call of Duty Black Ops for every other console and PC in 2010, with a iOS release in December of 2011. However, this game has most likely gained its decently sized fanbase and reputation due to the fact that it also got an Android release compared to its predecessor, which allowed it to grow more than ever before. Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies was a mode that featured 3 zombies maps from the Black Ops game, those being Kino der Toten, Ascension, and Call of the Dead, and was priced somewhat fairly at $6.99. Graphically, this game has certainly improved slightly from its World at War counterpart, however it is still a mobile game released in 2011, so it is about as much as you can expect. This game features full online support, which is insanely impressive, which combined with the iOS and Android compatibility allowed for this game to skyrocket to new levels of popularity. All of the features present in the maps within the original Black Ops series were still present, with enemies like the monkeys on Ascension and George Romero still being hostile towards the player. This mode unfortunately fell into the trap of microtransactions, however, and was easily one of the most annoying parts of the game, as if you are ever short on points within the game, then real life money could be exchanged to complete any given action. However, despite the greed present within this game's development, Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies is still a viable option to play today, as I myself have played it and thoroughly enjoyed it at times, despite its clunky controls and mechanics. Regardless of all the positives present in this mode, there is another mobile game that will overtake it in popularity eventually. However, there is a mode that I want to discuss before that. It is safe to say that up to this point, the mobile market has clearly been taken by both the likings of the Android and iOS. However, there was a hidden game in the release that provided a unique portable zombies experience. For those who are unfamiliar, Call of Duty Black Ops was released on almost every console imaginable at its release, with one of the consoles being the Nintendo DS. This version of Black Ops sees a completely new and unique zombies mode that had never been present or seen in any other game before it, and is truly one of the best showings of mobile zombies that has ever been developed. Black Ops DS Zombies was released in 2010 alongside the release of Black Ops Zombies, and featured 4 unique maps that were actually not found within the base Black Ops game. Instead of Kino der Toten 5 or even Shangri-La, this game featured House, Facility, Temple, and Overlook. Each one of these maps featured classic zombie staples such as Wobeyes and the Mystery Locker. Yes, it is a locker instead of a box, don't ask why, and it offers the classic zombies gameplay on a Nintendo DS. Each map was extremely small, admittedly, however I can easily respect the passion put into each and every one of these maps, as it is clearly not easy to develop something like this for a DS. I have actually made a whole deep dive video into each and every part of this game, and if you want to learn more about what this mode has to offer, I encourage you to watch it, as I believe it provides a great summary. However, let us move on to one of the biggest modes in portable zombies history. Arguably the biggest mode that features zombies on a mobile device is found within Call of Duty Mobile. Call of Duty Mobile has featured a multitude of different zombies modes throughout its years since its initial development in 2018, and there is a lot to cover. The first ever zombies mode present within Call of Duty Mobile was seen when the game was still in an alpha build, which featured a more linear mode compared to the endless rounds that we were used to with traditional zombies. Quickly, you will discover that each and every mission present within this mode of zombies was formed within sections of Green Run from Black Ops 2 Zombies, as each mission takes place on a subsection of transit, whether it be the iconic diner or maybe even the power station. This mode featured 2 unique boss fights with a boss known as the Butcher, and visually the game was a extreme upgrade from the last time we had seen zombies on a mobile device. However, this linear zombies mode would not last very long, as with the shift into the beta, this game was completely wiped and all assets would be used toward other modes within the game. Zombies was not done with Call of Duty Mobile, however, as a couple of months after the release of the full game in 2019, a classic zombies mode would be released with the original Shinonuma from World at War. This mode was free alongside the game and featured essentially all of the aspects of Shinonuma, while also adding new innovations into the game that had not been previously seen from any other version of Shinonuma. While Shinonuma was available as the base map, the player could choose from a multitude of modes to play that could suit their playstyle. The classic Zombies mode allowed players to fight 12 rounds until they eventually get teleported into an insane boss fight with a scorpion-like creature, while the Endless Zombies mode is more similar to the Treyarch Zombies mode we all know and love. The Hardcore mode allows players to complete a small Easter egg, which also gives access to a whole new area of the map that had previously not been accessible, with a room that should look familiar if you are a fan of Black Ops 3 Zombies. This mode also allowed you to fight a tree in contrast to a scorpion, which I guess just made it better, but who am I to truly say anything? This mode existed for close to a year with almost no updates until it eventually was suspiciously removed for almost no reason, with its return being questionable to many at the time. The mode would make a revival, however, in Season 9 of the game in 2022, with mysteriously almost no changes to the original design, which was strange to say the least. This is where the Shinonuma map sits to this day, with its gameplay and menu not even being tweaked that much from its original adaptation. However, during this mode's hiatus, another mode was created with an insane amount of depth that almost nobody saw coming. Call of Duty Mobile Undead Siege was a mode created during the absence of the classic Zombies mode, and it is safe to say that this mode was nothing like traditional Zombies. This mode actually has a story alongside it, following the premise crew as they mourned the death of Tank Dempsey, who apparently just died in this universe. To cope, they traveled through universes to find a replacement, I guess, and eventually they found one, but once they tried to leave, there was a problem that didn't allow them to return home. So now they are stuck here, and it is up to you to defend them while they figure out how to leave. The gameplay of this mode is very different as mentioned earlier, as the game is run through a day-night cycle rather than a round-based experience. It's a little difficult to explain, but essentially during the day, the player wants to travel around the map to scavenge for weapons, loot debris, and parts for turrets to craft for defense. During the night, the player has to defend the central station from the oncoming horde, getting harder as the days progress. You are essentially setting up and protecting a central station, and the main defense from the horde is the turrets that you can craft, and with a wrench, turrets could be repaired and even upgraded to have new abilities to aid the player in their objective. Once all the days have been completed, the premise crew teleports away and you are given unique rewards for completing the mode, so that's cool I guess. Call of Duty Mobile easily offers the most when it comes to a iOS or Android experience, however the final portable game I will talk about outclasses every game so far with ease. Although not considered a standalone game, the biggest and best way to play zombies portably is found within the use of the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck allows players to play every single zombies map ever made with a smooth FPS and decent graphics, as well as custom zombies maps in the Black Ops 3 Mod Tools workshop. The Steam Deck, while expensive compared to everything else we've talked about on this list, is easily the best option for portable zombies, as it has every game that you could play at home in the palms of your hands, which is a dream I have had as a zombies enjoyer and frequent traveler. Although very pricey compared to the previous games mentioned, the Steam Deck allows anybody to play any zombies game anywhere, which is extremely admirable for any zombies fan. However, with that is the final zombies portable method that is available to this day. The history of how this market has developed has been certainly interesting to research about and makes up a unique piece of zombies history that cannot be overshadowed. But with that said, thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.